think courage has limits? These three young Brazilians proved otherwise on a frozen hill in Italy. He was old enough to remember the old radio, the one that crackled before the news came through. Perhaps he was a boy when he first heard stories of Normandy, Bastogne, Anzio, names etched into memory as symbols of courage and sacrifice. But there was another name, almost forgotten in American homes: Montez.
In the spring of 1945, while the world waited for the end of a war that had already consumed 6 years of life and hope, 3 young Brazilian soldiers wrote one of the most extraordinary pages of heroism in the Italian campaign.
The scene was grim. Cold hills, shattered houses, smoke drifting through the morning mist. The ground trembled with artillery impacts, and every corner could conceal death. During the assault on Montes, the platoon that included Arlindo Lucio da Silva, Geraldo Baeta da Cruz, and Geraldo Rodrigues de Souza advanced under intense enemy fire. Suddenly, a violent barrage of mortars rained down around them. Shrapnel cut through the air. The earth seemed to swallow the men. A German machine gun swept across their left flank, threatening to annihilate the attack. The rest of the platoon began to fall back, but these 3 realized something crucial. If they retreated, the enemy would surge forward uncontested, jeopardizing the entire operation. They stayed. 3 men against an army. Brave Arlindo, a machine gun rifleman, rose under fire, spotted the enemy position, and unleashed 6 full magazines at the gun that threatened their flank. The courage he displayed wasn't born in the moment. It came from a lifetime of facing hardships. A boy, hardened by the struggles of life, now turned soldier. His shots silenced the machine gun temporarily, buying precious seconds. Geraldo and Baeta kept up the relentless fire, creating the illusion that a much larger force had entrenched itself. The enemy could hardly believe it. They poured bullets upon the 3 men, trying to crush what seemed like a battalion. Each round could have been fatal, yet the Brazilians held their ground. Then they ran out of ammunition. No cartridges remained. No cover was sufficient. Only one choice remained: to charge with the only weapons left, their bayonets. They lunged forward together. Each step was defiance, each breath a declaration of resolve. The enemy fire rained down mercilessly. Arlindo fell, struck by a sniper's bullet. Geraldo was torn by cruel shrapnel, and Baeta was hit dead on. Yet even as bullets ripped through them, they continued their advance, demonstrating that their courage surpassed the fear of death. No cover was sufficient. Only one choice remained: to charge with the only weapons left, their bayonets. The German commander, watching from a safe distance, was speechless. He had never witnessed such concentrated bravery in so few men. 3 soldiers, fully aware that the war around them was senseless and absurd, had thrown themselves into near certain death. He felt both indignation and awe. How could such valor exist in such a futile conflict? Setting aside Prussian pride, he ordered 3 shallow graves to be dug. Using pieces of wood, he made a cross and inscribed it, "Drei Brasilianische Helden," 3 Brazilian heroes. In that instant, the war revealed its most brutal face, and at the same time, its purest virtue. This was not about victory or defeat. It was about the courage of 3 men who chose to face the impossible, holding back the enemy with their very lives. They did not fight for medals or glory. They fought for honor, for the comrades who had retreated, for the soldiers whose safety depended on each second they held the line. Brazil sent its pracinhas to fight alongside the Allies, crossing the Atlantic to face seasoned, determined opponents. In Italy, they were not foreigners. They were brothers in arms, sharing fear, pain, and unwavering resolve.
Geraldo Baeta da Cruz,
Arlindo Lúcio da Silva e Geraldo Rodrigues de Souza fell at Montesi, but their names live on. They represent courage untethered by nationality, honor independent of recognition, and determination defying the absurdity of war. For anyone who lived through that era, American or not, this story resonates like the tales of Normandy or Bastogne. Silent heroism, absolute resistance, humanity preserved amidst chaos. The crosses remained, reminding the world that in war there are deeds that must never be forgotten. Deeds proving that true bravery does not measure strength or numbers, only the choice to face the impossible. And somewhere on that Italian hill, the 3 bayonets remain in memory, a timeless testament that valor can rise even under a hail of bullets against impossible odds and in a war that made no sense.